Welcome back, Gemini. We are here to do your November read. For those of you who don't know, I'm Yildiz from Yildiz Readings 5D. I'm a psychic medium, as well as a twin flame who's in union. And if you need coaching, you can go to the link directly below, as well as I can help you work on any of your blockages. Now, I do cover astrology on this channel as well, and I do regular live sessions. I've pulled the cards ahead of time. Now, it's pretty interesting, some of the things that are coming through for you. Now, we're going to cover the area of the overall energy that's coming through for you. We're also going to cover your work, money, family, the unseen and new. And then we're going to dive deep into your romance house. Now, your crowning energy of what you're coming through. What you got coming through. You got the Knight of Swords. Now, what I'm getting coming through for you guys is you're trying to be very rational when it comes to everything that's going on around you right now. It can be trying to be rational when it comes to your family, when it comes to your love interest, your romance house, just in general, you're trying to be rational. You're trying to stay grounded. It's becoming a little bit harder because, you know, part of it you're thinking, gosh, you know, is this, you got trust in reverse. Now, I'm feeling as though, although you're trying to be rational, some people might not be trusting you, but they may actually be helping you with their insecurities, making you insecure to do with a movement forward. Now, again, although you're trying to be practical and rational, there can be some dynamics going on around you that feel super crazy at the moment. So it's becoming hard to do that, but you're moving into the month with the trust there. But you're also not being irrational either. So you're doing all you can to keep as grounded as possible. Now, at the heart of it, you're focused on the things that make you feel happy, the things that are going to bode the best, also a direct connection. You've got the Two of Cups. So there could be, at the heart of your life, a romantic situation playing out. Now, it doesn't even have to be that you need to be with them. But in a general sense, you're being very loyal to the things that you're passionate about. So you're adhering to your responsibilities, again, which was the crowning energy card. You're being rational. You're being responsible. You're also quite loyal to the things. But again, you're looking at it and there's a lot going on around you. I do feel those of you that are working on a career, I think you're actually going to reap the rewards. It is becoming a bit testy for you at the moment. But I do feel you're going to reap the rewards, but you happen to be very patient. I'm also seeing management skills, and I'm seeing you needing to be quite patient with some of these scenarios going on, but you're plowing through it, and I do feel that you'll get to the bottom of things. Mercury retro is going to make it more difficult, but it's also creating a new skill in you, which is a high level of management skills. So those of you who are working in group settings, and it doesn't even have to be monetary orientated. It really feels that you guys are just really upgrading your skills with your patience and your tolerance. And you're multitasking at a very high level at the moment. You may also not have as much time for romance, even if you are deeply loyal to this connection, if you're in a connection right now. Some of you may not be in communication with this person, but still deeply in love with them. But you're still loyal to the cause and loyal to the scenario. But overall, for work, I am feeling this energy is coming through where you're going to get the best out of the situation. You're having to make some sacrifices. You can see where the instabilities are in life with the things that you're tackling, but I think that's because you're dealing with your direct foundation. The Scorpion moon still has that residue energy. We do have a lot of Scorpio energy this month, so you're really going to dig to the root cause of situations, and you know, our actions are going to be speaking louder than words this month. So we do need to be quite mindful of trying to keep grounded. Now you've got detachment. As a clarification, so this instability, in some shape or form, you're being dragged into it. Now, it might be playing out around you, but regardless, there is this connection to this drama that is playing out in your life at the moment. It doesn't even have to be heavy drama. It just feels people feel the need to come towards you. People feel comfortable in bringing their dramas to you. So somehow you're directly connected to it, but I feel you're also the solution to it. You happen to, and again, a lot of what has been coming through has been, a lot of us have been quite imbalanced within our masculine and feminine frequency. So when it does come to dealing with these things, you're going to have to be, you're being empathic, and I do feel you have that imbalance, but you also need to be quite firm with these individuals, because you've got Lord in reverse, and I feel it's more not to do with the person, I feel it's more to do with healthy boundaries and you actually being firm, although I feel you're being very patient. I really feel you're being quite patient with particular individuals at hand. It can also be with masculine energy. But I feel very separately in a general sense, it's more the energy of healthy boundaries. And although you might be connected to it, there's a lot of finger pointing, I feel, that can be coming through this month. Now, what you're not seeing come through, which is new for you, something is going to shift all of this dynamic around, and it can be quite abrupt. It can happen quite quickly, quite aggressively. Now, the clarification for this is you'll be like, I can't believe this has just happened. There's acceptance in reverse. Some of it you can't even believe it's going on point blank zero. And it might have been going on for a long time, but something's coming to a halt. Something's coming to a shift. Now, by the time we reach December, in the work domain, even though we have Mercury retrograde, things are going to balance out, providing you're moving through those frequencies. So you're strongly suggested to actually deal with any adversity when it comes to, how do I put it, work-related documents, you know, tying up loose ends, finishing old tasks, fine-tuning old energy, over recreating new scenarios. So anything that's falling down, it's a time frame in which you can rectify it, clean that foundation up and get it to where it needs to be. But I do feel there's a scenario coming in, and this I do feel is linked with the unseen. And for you guys, the unseen is, this is where you're being cautious, okay? And I feel you're keeping your cards close to the chest. I feel a lot of how you have actually handled your life, there is a lot, again, there is a lot of projection. So I do feel there's jealousy surrounding the way in which you handle situations and how you hold the cards close to your chest, and there can be some manipulators around you at the moment. So just be mindful of that. But whatever this is that's new, you may wish to pull the carpet out of someone's feet and actually proceed forward. And I do feel you guys do have, yeah, I feel there's crosswise in communication, but at the same time, it's just you're reacting to a direct situation. So there is a potential that it could be quite hasty, but it was coming to a head regardless. So I do feel if this is on your side of the fence and you're actually making these changes, these are new changes, it's because something was not built on a stable foundation and something is having a shake-up, and it can be connected to Pluto and Saturn. But at the same time, I do feel there's a potential this is an external influence that is impacting this month for you. But it is causing a shift and a change. You may not be ready for it. Trust that the bigger picture is going to look different by December. Now, with your work domain, I do feel some of you may have a love interest there. If they're not there, they're watching you somehow. So it feels they're watching you from afar, or they have contact directly connected to your place of employment. Some of you, though, may be having a connection romantically to a person at work. Some of you also, this might be causing some sense of conflict for you. I also feel an energy of jealousy coming through when it does come to your employment. Some of you may be leaving one place of employment and going on to a next because it reached its end cycle, and this can actually be the energy that's transferring and transforming. This may have also been in the pipeline, but it feels like a transfer over. And although we do have Mercury retrograde, I feel really when we do look at the January astrology, it's that point where regardless of whatever's going on planetary speaking, we need to move through those frequencies and still try and proceed forward to get the best out of our new foundation in 2020. Now, for those of you who feel you've reached the end of the cycle with work, I do feel it's time to put the legwork in. Now, if you've already started applying for jobs, it's going to bode good for you, but I do feel it may take you or them by surprise regardless. For others of you, something is changing where it needs to be sorted. And if you don't feel balanced at work, those changes can be done by finalising tasks and preparing for December. And I do feel that's going to be the key in this situation. But do be mindful, very separately, the one message that is coming through is there is a potential for a romantic interest here, but be careful because I do feel they're directly connected. Now, financially speaking, you guys are trying to make very realistic decisions, okay? You have a reason why you're doing that. There's purpose. There's a method to the madness. So there are some plans that you're making. I do feel by mid-month you'll be more decisive about what you're doing, but you're also needing to, again, with Mercury retrograde, really tidy up the loose ends. If this means paperwork, if it means contracts, if it means, you know, your documentation, making sure everything is, you know, all hands on deck, so to speak, where you're clearing the clutter. Because I do feel there's a bigger reason why all of these things are going to come towards you. And I do feel quite hectic energy where it comes to a lot of things coming towards you. But I feel you will understand by next month the reasons why these things are playing out. Again, be very careful about what you're using your money on, okay? Essentials only, so to speak, versus, you know, there could be an energy going on that's causing conflict inside you where you're wanting to splurge for some of you. But I do feel most of you actually have a direct plan. If you're feeling that you're all over the place and you're like, okay, well, what is the reason? Especially when you lose hope in a connection when it comes to employment and you feel quite off kilter. You got divine consciousness in reverse when it comes to your finances. Now, you may be very decisive about something, yet financially speaking, if you're off kilter, what you're going to find is the clarification card's purpose, okay? And it's making good choices when it comes to your money. Some of you may feel quite distorted that you just don't know where to go from here. And that's where you really need to balance your chakras. You know, stay as grounded as possible. Understand Mercury's retrograde, very natural. You'll find by the end of the month things are going to become clearer for you, and that sense of purpose and balance are going to come back. But really balance your lower chakras. So that's your base chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, and you're going to get your oomph back when it comes to your area of your manifestation with your finances and your reason and purpose for proceeding forward. I do feel, unless you're sure, it's not a perfect time to be, you know, getting the psychic downloads. If you can get grounded and drink plenty of fluid, I do feel, spiritually speaking, you'll have some solutions come to you. Now, in a family-related dynamic, you've got the Page of Swords in reverse. Now, again, there can be energies in your family that are feeling really off-kilter. And this, I mean, I should name the video Off Kilter. They don't quite feel themselves. They also might have lack mentality going on. There could be dynamics going on in your family where there are clashing of wills. Again, with the Scorpionic energy, see them as you, okay? Understand that it's a temporary energy. It might have been an ongoing dynamic, but they may not have the same frequency as you to directly understand why these things are happening. And I do feel they're really going to come towards you to try and have that understanding. Now, this could be brothers, sisters, it could be tribe, family, people around you. But you are on different paths, so there could be this egoistic experience where they're telling you what they feel you should be doing, but you're feeling not directly connected. Again, if you're questioning yourself due to external people, just take the time to do some meditation and understand that's their perspective and yours is yours. But there can be cross wires occurring in the family. Overall, you're keeping your cards close to your chest, and I do feel it's potentially because of external individuals. And also you could be getting an interview, but you're still keeping it very close to your chest. You don't know how this is going to go. I just feel there's lots going on that's moving you forward. And although you may not be feeling you're moving forward, there will be so much coming at you this month that even the small things are making huge changes for you. Now, romantically speaking, your crowning energy, you could be wanting to change your appearance. I'll say that. But you could be really happy. If this is a person you haven't talked to in a while, potentially, especially with Mercury retrograde, brings people back from the past. Some of you could be all of a sudden changing your hair and then banging your hair from someone. It's not a great time to have piercings, especially during these retrogrades or anything to that degree. Again, with the way you're communicating, you may be a little bit more vivacious, but at the same time, I feel that the energy that's coming through for those of you who have no communication and you're thinking about this person, communication is coming in. How is unique, okay? Because we do have Mercury retrograde. Be cautious when you're hearing things, you know. If you're directly in front of the person and they're communicating, what they're saying versus how they're reacting is going to be very different. Try not to take it personal. There could be an egoistic experience where you guys are super happy to hear from each other, but at the same time, try not to get crosswise mixed there. But I do feel there's potential communication. Now, if you're in the partnership, the same applies. It's like crosswise, but there is communication coming through. And again, I am feeling you're really, really busy. So it might be if you're in a relationship, you're not having as much time because you're trying to tie up loose ends, especially with this transit, where you've got all of these ideas flowing through you and there is deep healing happening. And, you know, there's so many balls in the air. That's what I'm hearing. Now, because of the stress that's going on in your life, I do feel you could either visually be seeing that this partner, the person, is going through stress. Well, this directly could be your energy where you're feeling that, where there is a lot going on. You might not be, you're having compassion again. And I do feel there's two particular energies coming through for Gemini. Some of you at frequency where you've been really bombarded. There's an imbalance and you're looking outside of yourself for confirmation. If you can get grounded, you already have those answers within inside yourself. You're going to be able to bring something full circle. There is going to be healing in this situation. Yes, you are irritable and stressed, but the things that you're trying to deal with at the external level are going to balance the situation out. Now, you're hoping it will, but you do feel you've been waiting for quite a long time, and you're also wanting more freedom from all this BS, so to speak, so that you can get to the heart of the matter and have these deep and meaningful conversations so you can actually manifest some of these scenarios. But you just feel you've been waiting a long time with a lot of things going on. I mean, they're feeling as though, in a way, they admire you. You may not be feeling you're handling things as well, but they actually directly admire you. They also have deep, deep connection for you. They've got the sacral chakra coming up, which is deep passion for you, but it is triggering them. So, you know, you may be moody and they think it's cute. I'm just saying, they think it's cute. I think you're coming to a crossroad. You do feel that some of these scenarios have been playing out in your life for a while, and I do feel you're tying up loose ends and ready to take a leap of faith. Now, this could be in a complete separate direction, but many of you are, you know, faced with, you know, you can't go back, but you're ready to make a choice, and it's going to be a left or right. Yes, there is free will involved, but it's also about moving towards you owning your power and taking the bull by the horns. I feel that when in your opinion, some of these things that you're needing to walk away from, it can be people you're not talking to any longer, and I don't feel this is a romantic partner. It pains you, but it triggers you, okay? It's more to do with people that you don't see eye to eye with, people that are causing issues in your life very separately, but also people you don't talk to all the time. that have a lot to say. Seems to have a lot to say about what they feel is going to make you happy. Only you can actually answer that. But just tuning into the energy, it feels as though you do have a lot of dynamics in the air. It could be looking after children, it could be work, it could be balancing the schedule. This is partner or not partner. It just feels quite a lot going on. Balancing it like a circus act. But your partner's wanting to take a leap. Look, if we keep waiting for this to be perfect, for everything to flow, you know, they're like getting patient. They're ready to take a leap of faith. They're like, let's jump. They got a lot of passion for you. They're like, let's just manifest this. Let's just make this happen. Yeah, they know how this is going to go. They're being optimistic about it, even though they may not be seeing the signs, so to speak. Even if they're not seeing you, they know. They have this deep knowing. Now, what they're not seeing is that they're getting very tired as well. They're getting tired of waiting. They're getting restless. They've gone through a lot of healing. They've had ascension symptoms. It's brought them back down to reality. It's really grounded them. So it's helped them see a different side to the fence. Now, on your side, now I feel this is your energy. It could be that you're feeling, look, do I just move on with another scenario? Have they moved on with another scenario? If you're not in direct communication, when is this passion going to come within this? When is this, you know, all of this, what they're painting and their energy coming through? I don't feel you're sensing this because I feel you've got so much going on. Even your crown chakra is quite blocked, yet because you're focused on other things, this is what's moving it. It's actually bringing it towards you, and it's going to happen quite spontaneously. It will happen very quickly. Now, the grounded energy of the situation. Both of you are busting your necks, okay? Spiritually, emotionally, physically. Even if you can't see it. You're both doing the very best you can. But there is a sacrifice. Now, the universe could be potentially putting you guys through a series of events to shift this forward quickly. And it does feel that that's really what the goal is. Where is the other deck? Yeah, you have too much going on. Yet at the heart of it, what you're really wanting is the commitment. But the commitments that you have are the external commitments at the moment that are quite burdensome at the moment. Although I do feel a lot of creativity, if you work together, this commitment will come through, okay? Both of you need to understand that you do have some things that you're dealing with. You also need to choose your tribe, okay? So the people you're directly working with, if they're not on your same wavelength, use this retrograde cycle to prepare to move forward, okay? Because when we do actually align with people, places, and things that are our vibration, we directly will attract that into our core vibration with other individuals. But I do feel something is going to be cut out of this situation to help this scenario move forward. And I do feel by 2020 it'll well and truly be balanced. But some of these things, if you don't directly choose to cut out of your life, I do feel they will affect the foundation. But it can just be that you're really working on your foundation at the moment for the stability. I do feel, however, some of you have the energy where it needs, it could be individually that you feel off balance because too much is on your plate. So really try and get the masculine feminine frequency within you balanced, but definitely do some chakra work because I do feel this movement coming, and I do really feel communication coming in for those of you in low communication. Love and light, and I will see you during the month.